Ladies and gentlemen, there aren't as many buffs this season as there were last season, and I think it might get lost in the frame. Is that the phrase? Anyways, it might get lost in the fray that not only did all the fangs and punches get buffed, but also Thundershot got buffed. So today's video, we're going to be going over one of those buffed Pokemon, and it's going to be Unova Stunfisk, who was always at the very fringe of the meta. Some people thought it could work, and some people did make it work, but now it's going to be a little better. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. Also, there's going to be a Ferrothorn team, and you guys know how much I love Ferrothorn, so let's go ahead and get into it, not take too much time here. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment. All that helps on the YouTube algorithm, so let's get into it. Alright, so in this first battle, we're going to be going up against Shadow Gliscor. So Gliscor, definitely not a good matchup for us, because of the Sand Attack buff here. Also, it's going to be a ground type, even though it's flying. It is going to be resisting electric by 1 times. So I decided to get a little bit of damage off and then switch into my Ferrothorn. Worst thing this could be is Earthquake, which I think it was. Yeah, it is Earthquake. So we are so low already on Ferrothorn, and that actually did a ton of damage. Gliscor, just a very high attack mon here, and Earthquake is the best move it could be using, even though Earthquake did get nerfed 2 seasons ago. Just by a little bit. So Gliscor throwing that Aerial Ace, and then they switch into this Malamar here. So once they switch into Malamar, I mean, I'm already so low, they're going to be able to farm me down. But they did wait the switch timer way too long, so I decided to switch into, or I'm able to switch into Ariados here. And they go for the superpower, which is odd. And we CMP here on the second superpower. So I don't care if they shield or not, and I'm also buffing myself a little bit. Now I have a little bit of play against the Gliscor if it does come back in. I go for the second Trailblaze. It is neutral against Gliscor, so this is definitely the move you want to go for. And then they end up having more Pekko in the back. And they do get to the move before I do, but we still have what's it called? Unova Stunfisk in the back, which is going to be very good against this mon. Although now is the time where you don't want to be against it, so we'll probably just stay until they end up throwing the next move, because they'll switch their form back into the electric form, and then that's where we're really good against it. Because if they do end up going for a Aura Wheel in this electric form, it's going to be triple resisted, so we don't really care about that big move, and they can't get back in time to the dark side of Morpeko, which this is how you got to play the Morpeko matchup. Look how much damage that did, literally nothing. Yeah, that's definitely the way to play Morpeko. Alright, back again through editing. Superior matchup here. Obviously, it's not very good, but we are very APB to Superior. They end up coming with Dugong, which is not actually the best matchup in the world for them. We go for the Trailblaze. We're going to get that buff. We're also going to be outpacing this severely, so you can definitely take a hit here. Yeah, so we're definitely going to outpace. You also win CMP if you want to go for like a big CMP tie. But I decided to throw here. We will still outpace to the next move, I believe. Yeah, so now they can decide whether or not they want to use 2 shields or let this matchup go. They do decide to 2 shield. Great for them. I'm going to... Oh! Okay, so they know the timings really well. They go for the catch here on Superior. I decided to let it go down just so that I don't have my switch clock messed up. And I can gain a lot of energy here. I don't have to throw right away. I probably will throw after 1, though, because it'll get a little awkward if they go Aerial Ace, Aerial Ace. Okay, well, they did do it, so it is getting a little awkward. But either way, it doesn't do that much damage, so I go for almost 100 energy. I think this is 89 energy, if I'm correct. Maybe it's 87. But, yeah, we'll just get it out of here, and we still have Dugong, but Dugong with a decent amount of energy. They actually have Stunfisk themselves. Probably will just take this move. I think you live a Mud Bomb no matter what. And now the question is, I think with the buffed Thundershock, I actually will not be able to get to up to 2 moves, which would be the best case scenario, because I could take out the Dugong as well. But, yeah. Is this the strongest move in the game left? I decided to just let it go through. I don't care that much. We are still... I definitely don't need to shield this either, I guess. Yeah. I'm gonna get the farm down, and then I have a move. Okay, this was a little greedy, but definitely able to get it down at least. We are 2 times debuffed, but this might still KO. Ooh. It doesn't matter. We have 2 moves and we have a shield still, so that's going to be GG. Alright, Lucario. Obviously we have a decent matchup here. The only thing is, oh, they actually end up switching into Skeledirge. Now we have a ton of energy for the Skeledirge, but the one thing is this is not going to one-shot it. And this is definitely the matchup we want to be in. So if they decide to shield, we're going to have to shield as well. That's going to be something to think about in here. We have to shield it. Yeah, we have to. If this gets on to like Ferrothorn, we're so screwed, right? But yeah, this is obviously going to be enough to KO. Oh, interesting. But we severely outpace because they're going for the Shadow Balls instead of even trying to get a Disarming Voice or anything off. Although technically we would have lived to Disarming Voice. Now, this matchup, we really want to be with Ariados, so I decided to just switch into this Ariados anyways. I thought we CMP'd, but we're actually 1 turn behind here. They are going for Dark Pulse, but we are able to still get this move off against the Umbreon. Is it using, like... It's not using Snarl, is it? I don't know what this move is. Is it Tackle? I feel like it's like Feint Attack. Maybe it's Feint Attack. Either way, we get the Umbreon down in 2. They are at a move here on Umbreon, or not Umbreon, on Lucario. Shiny Lucario too. We're just going to have to let it go. It does have Thunder Punch. I did forget about that. But we have banked a move here on Stunfisk before we swapped out, and that's going to be enough to KO the Lucario. Right at 1500 is Shiny. That's crazy. Alright, Araquanid. It's a good matchup for us. The things we have to worry about is Water Pulse specifically. It did get buffed 4 seasons ago, so still looking out for it. They end up coming in with a Talonflame, and I'm like, oh shoot, wait, I can't get out of this matchup either. Luckily, our Mon are fine against... Question is, should I just let it go here? Yeah, if it's a flying move, we will live. We do resist flying, being an electric type. They do go for Brave Bird, so we do get it down. What in the world? So the last time I saw this Mon was in Psychic Cup last season, and it was crazy good. It does have Astonish now. No, it has Sucker Punch, right? Yeah, it has Sucker Punch, which means it's going to do a lot of fast attack damage. Also, if there's a Shadow Ball, this is going to do a ton of damage. Okay, Hoopa is strong. I guess we're going all in on... Well, it's just the Araquanid left, right? Or, yeah, the Araquanid. So, the only thing here is that it does have Bubble Beam, so we're going to get super debuffed before anything else. It is the last Mon, though, so as long as I get all of these lunges off, at some point we should be able to swap back into Ferrothorn just to remove this debuff. Plus, we still have the 2 shields. I just don't want to use the shields on the bubble, but we're going to... On the Bubble Beam, rather. But we're going to have to... I mean, if you have the resource, you have to use it. I will say, I think we're going to look for the swap soon here. Probably get to a move and then swap. Okay. I unfortunately think we are going to get Bubble Beamed right before again. But we did remove 2 debuffs. That's good. But now we're single debuffed again. But their damage is so hampered at this point. They're not really going to be able to do anything. Plus, we actually outpace, which is nice. I mean, it makes sense that they never went for the Water Pulse because we had shields, but yeah. All right, Jellicent. It has Bubble, which a little worse for us. They end up catching. Nice. Dragonair does resist this, so it's tough because I don't know what to bring in against the Dragonair. Ferrothorn does resist, but it only throws resisted moves as well. So... But it is a non-shadow Dragonair, so not going to be doing as much damage as usual. I'm trying to throw on as good a timing as possible. It does take them 12 turns to get to any of their either Aqua Tail or Body Slam. They decide they're going up to another move, so it makes me think that they have one of the bigger moves, that non-normal moveset on Dragonair. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. Both of our Mon are fine against Jellicent. They actually do end up having Dragon Pulse, and they just KO me before I can get to a move. But I'm going to get the farm down here and have a little bit of a lead here on Ariados. But they came in before, and I'm going to have to shield this because it can be Shadow Ball, and it does end up being Shadow Ball. Instead of going for a lot of energy, I just want to get the Trailblazes going, start getting buffed as early as possible in this matchup. If they decide to stay in, I'll go for Lunge just in case they shield, and it should be enough to KO either way. So just if they try to throw another Shadow Ball here, but I probably will shield just because Shadow Ball is such a strong move. Jellicent has Stab as well, being a ghost type. They end up coming in with Empoleon, which I have super effective against as well here, but I think I end up doing something stupid here. I end up coming in with Unova Stunfisk, which is very good against both their mon left, but after already giving some energy to this Empoleon, meaning that it can go for a Hydro Cannon, which it does have a very high attack stat with, so it does a ton of damage to me. And luckily enough, this thing is pretty low that we are going to get the fast attack down. So, all right, Primate. They do outpace us, but our moves do a little bit more to it. I mean, you could see just the Thundershock damage coming through here versus their Karate Chop damage, obviously leaving us in a huge advantage before they got to throw the Rage Fist. I don't really want to shield the first Rage Fist. The first one's always the worst, right? So I end up coming with Ariados, trying to go for like a farm down. We are going to be resisting the fighting damage, but they end up having a Dunsparce in the back, so worst case scenario here for me. But yeah, I don't know. It is possible that the thing they have in the very back is going to be something like a Clodsire, which will give us a bit of an edge. I do come in with Ferrothorn. The best thing they can throw at me is Drill Run, which is going to be neutral. And they're going to be in one Power Whip range. They end up kind of over farming here, which is weird. So I decided, okay, I'll throw. I was going to try to just go up to a lot of energy, but oh, you know what it is? I think they were going for back-to-back moves. They did not make it to it. We definitely got that move through. You saw the Bullet Seed come through. They end up having a Tentacruel, and you might be thinking, that's weird. Why are you throwing a neutral move when you have access to a super effective move? Well, there are two shields, and I'm not even going to bait anything. Probably I'll shield this. But I'm not going to bait anything. I am just going to go for grass moves because I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible. You got to remember, we still have the Ufisk in the back, and this is not going to be afraid of any Scald, but the Ufisk is going to be afraid of Scald. So I ended up throwing here on bad timing, but I'm pretty sure I'll survive this move either way. Tentacruel is very bulky. Then I'm going for the Acid Spray, so I probably will switch now just to not let them go for like a farm down since my defense is 2 times debuffed. And they decided every time you throw a Grass Knot, I'm not going to shield it. So, all right, good for you. I mean, still got taken down. All right, same matchup in the lead again. Oh my god, they went for the close combat right away. Okay, well, I'll go for the Mud Bomb, even though it's a less damaging move because their defense is reduced twice. And they do go for the shield. And I am able to get another move off here because I went for the small moves. And they double shield. I'm actually just going to switch straight to Ariados. I don't care if they throw a Rage Fist because it'll be their first one. And close combat is obviously resisted. So they do go for a Rage Fist there and then switch instantly. Not exactly what you usually want to do with a Rage Fist. But I see what they're doing. They're trying to just get me into Earthquake range. Although if they have Stone Edge, then it doesn't make any sense. Which this seems like it might be Stone Edge. Oh no, it's Sludge Bomb. Okay. I see what they're doing there, and probably I would have done something similar, to be honest. But they're in a pretty weird position now. I guess I'll come in with... Well, I can just come in with Ferrothorn, right? And start getting energy. Maybe shield the first one if we think it's going to be an Earthquake. That's the move I'm most afraid of. I might go for the shield here. Just... yeah. And it does end up being the Earthquake. Okay. That means I can go up to 100 energy here. And I do go for the 100. This will KO 100%. It is still a ground type at the end of the day, even though it does have poison to resist the grass. So it's going to be neutral, and Grass Knot's just a lot of damage. I'm sorry, Power Whip. Ends up being a Dugong in the back. I go for maximum energy here. Now, we would CMP on this next one, so I probably won't throw right away. I'll just let this hit me, or I try to catch. But I do have to remember later that this Dugong is 2 over, So I probably want to throw Power Whip right away. Or I'll just go for the farm down. Let this hit me. This is going to be a lot less damage than something like Primeape, who's obviously doing super effective damage against a steel type than I am. But I have the move available, and I make sure that I have that move, and then I throw here. But that's GG. The Dugong is at like 1 HP, so... Alright, Dunsparce. It's a fine matchup. Not the greatest. Obviously, if we want anything into Dunsparce, we want Ferrothorn. As it takes only neutral damage, where I do take super effective damage from Drill Run. I ended up catching here. I mean, this is where I wanted to be. Oop. My alarm's going off. Alright, Ariados, not great, but I do have a bit of an energy lead. I'm going to get lunged before I do make it to the Thunder, though, so... but Thunder is neutral, and Ariados does take a lot of damage still at the end of the day. It is a very high attack mon. So even though I am reduced, you know, I do have life to it. Not too bad. I do decide to go all the way to the Thunder again. I could shield to do this damage, which might be worth it. And I can switch after this, so I might switch into Stunfisk. Great. And I'm actually only one away from this move, end up throwing here. So it's fine. Maybe I should have just gone for like a farm though. Oh, they end up shielding. So I've at the very least made them think I need to keep this Ariados in the back. They probably have Superior, if I was to guess what they're thinking. Because even though he has the name Superior, he is not a superior mon to something like a bug poison type. Grass getting double resisted there, so... Yeah, but, I mean, technically, if you do have Ariados on Superior, I like how we're going through this weird hypothetical thing right now, but that's what I go through in my head when I'm playing these battles. Like, why did he save that Superior? I know exactly why. He thinks that we have... I said Superior. Why did he save that Mon? He thinks that we have Mon in the back. Now, I end up going for the Trailblaze here. This is a mistake. I should have gone for the Lunge, because, well... Okay, they end up switching. I'm gonna get my Ariados back, probably farm this down, and then throw a lunge into the Greninja. Now, do you win CMP here? I don't know, and we never find out. So, goes for the Night Slash. It makes a lot of sense. It's a less energy than the Hydro Cannon, so that they can get to a Hydro Cannon in one. But unfortunately, we got that farm down against the Ariados and had a bit of farm in the lead matchup. All right, more Pekko. Our whole team is like pretty good against this thing, so yeah, this is gonna KO probably. Morpeko has an insane attack stat and an insane low defense, so it just gets destroyed by everything. You can see the Thunder Shock damage against this is resisted. They end up having Trevenant in the back. I'm gonna come in with Ariados. Trevenant's actually a very hard mon for this team to play against. I will say that outright. So if you're running into a lot of Trevenant, this is not the team for you. But we have taken all their energy from the Morpeko. If you are running into a lot of Morpeko, this is the team for you. This will destroy Morpeko. And I think we showcased a video last season of Stunfisk just crushing Morpeko. Maybe it was a Kanto Marowak team, but yeah, this is definitely so good against it. They end up having another Ghost Grassmon in the back. You don't see this one as often, but it is pretty good still. Definitely not just waiting out the clock to see what the name of it is, because I don't know. Gourgeist. There you go. That definitely isn't what happened. But anyways, we do have the Ferrothorn. I don't know what this has. I think it has Foul Play as its coverage move. Yeah, whereas Trevenant does have Shadow Ball, which is probably why Trevenant's used more often. It's in the electric form right now, so we don't care too much about R-Wheel, although that did an insane amount still. I'm just going to go for the Power Whip. This will KO for sure. And we're just trying to get Mon out of the way and then go back into the Gourgeist, and that'll be GG. Sweet. Yeah, Gourgeist actually has really good typing. It's like one move away from being like very good. So, all right, that's gonna be it for this video. Definitely Unova Stunfisk with the buff doing a little bit more. You saw how much damage he's even doing to the resisted Morpeko there. So, yeah, this always was Fringe. So I think it'll come into the meta a little bit. I think it'll still be on the outskirts, but it's closer than it's ever been to being just pure meta. So I just wanted to showcase that one. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Hey, thank you for watching the video. And if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out. And if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there. And I'll see you in the next one.